Hi, this is Yvonne, and I'm at Balanced today on Cemetery Road with Matt Brandstetter. How you doing, Matt?
Very good, thank you.
And Matt is the yoga instructor here, one of the yoga instructors here. One of the yoga instructors here. And you guys, you might recognize Matt because Matt, I think, has been on several times before when we were out at St. Catherine and doing some interviews out there. So he's a familiar face for you. But Matt is teaching yoga here at Balanced. And Matt, tell us a little bit about why you chose yoga.
Well, yoga is something that tries to treat the whole person. So it's like it's dealing with your body, and primarily we're dealing with the body, but also your breath, and also just your emotional state, your mental state, trying to create more focus. And I figured instead of just having this for this part of my life and this for this part of my life, that yoga was a pretty inclusive practice that covers a lot of ground.
Fantastic. Now, like I said, we're here at Balanced today. What all does Balanced include?
Well, we're just getting started. Right now we have classes in Qigong and Tai Chi and yoga. We're getting ready to start a smoothie bar over there and try to create some healthy food. And just in general, try to create healthy lifestyle alternatives for local folks, you know.
Okay. Now, I know yoga has been around for a little while.
Yeah.
You want to tell, can you give us a little history on yoga?
Sure. Well, the oldest thing that we found that suggests something like yoga is about 5,000 years ago in the Indus River Valley. So we've got some artifacts that suggest something like yoga postures. Now, it probably wasn't developed as it is now. So over the years, especially in India, they would use yoga for various things, to train their warriors, you know, to train athletes. And then it became focused more on health and linked with the Ayurvedic medicine. And most of the schools that came to the United States can be traced back to a particular lineage, a particular person, and his focus was combining these yoga practices with health maintenance. And I would say that is our focus. And I would probably define health as trying to create comfort in the body.
Okay. All right. Now tell us, what's yoga done for you?
I mean, it has helped create comfort in the body. I mean, you know, you mentioned working at St. Catherine. Jobs have stress. Our lives are filled with stress. So to have some way to just let go of that stress as it accumulates, and here you've got a practice, and that's its main goal, I would say, letting go of the stress that accumulates in our life so that we can kind of get that out of the way and get on with living.
Okay, a stress reliever.
A great stress reliever,
So
yes.
in that case, I'm thinking that everybody, probably all of our viewers out there, have a little stress in their lives, so this would definitely be the place to come.
I think so. Stress has become part of our human condition, so we need something to help alleviate it.
Okay. Now, I know along with yoga comes a lot of different asanas or poses.
That's right.
And some poses do one thing and the other poses do another. Tell us a little bit about those poses.
Okay, probably the most popular text on yoga, written text, the Yoga Sutras, mention two qualities about an asana, which really can be translated as seat. It needs to be comfortable, you know, and it also needs to be grounded and stable. So these different postures, we're working on getting the body grounded and stable, relaxed but firm. And from that we start building health. So every part of the body can move. Some of it moves internally with the breathing. Some of it moves externally in the different shapes the body takes. So there is a link between movement and health. So it's like what we can move, we can participate actively in the healing process.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I know we have Ms. Carrico with us here today, Debbie Carrico, and she's going to do some poses for us, and you're going to give her some instruction.
That's right. We're going to start with something really basic, and that's usually the safest way to start, to begin with something really basic. So we're going to get in something called constructive rest pose. So Debbie will sit down on the mat with her back flat on the mat, but her feet will remain on the mat also, so her knees are elevated a little bit. This is a pretty comfortable pose, yeah? I mean, it looks like something that anyone can do, and most people can do this relatively comfortably. So again, we're looking for relaxation. So Debbie, as you're in constructive rest pose, just try to relax and really let gravity do its thing, and you will relax. And also stable, so feel the stability of the bones and muscles as they settle down into the mat. So from this simple posture, this basic posture, we can explore different parts of the body. So on the next inhale, Debbie, I'll have you reach down and grab underneath your right knee, interlace your fingers underneath your right knee. There you go. And can I have you do that on the top of the knee rather than the bottom of the knee? Great. So we've already got a decent stretch there in the hip socket. And that's the way we can think about the body. We're working from the exterior towards the center. So what Debbie is feeling primarily is not in her foot or in her knee. It's primarily a stretch that she feels in her hip socket. So shoulders and hips are a main place where we can get injured, or arthritis can build. So just simple stretches like this can help alleviate arthritis, and it can also just help us to be more in tune with the body and how it's supposed to move. So on an exhale, Debbie, you can relax the foot back down. We can also move the upper body from this. So Debbie, on an inhale, have you bring your hands together in front of your heart in a prayer position. Good. Extend your arms long towards the ceiling. Good. And then I want you to take your hands back over your head, over your shoulders. Good. So we can see in that posture, again, relatively simple, but she's getting a good stretch on her shoulder there. So we're going backwards again. She's not primarily feeling it in her hand or in her elbow, though those are involved. She's primarily feeling that in her shoulder. So these two main joint systems we're working with. Debbie, I'll have you take your hands back, and then you're going to come out on the side, just like so. You can let your elbows come down to the ground. Good. And then she's going to relax her hands back, and I want you to tell me what's happening in her shoulder socket as the hands come back towards the floor. So Debbie, you can let the hands come back further towards the floor. There we go. We see that bone is rotating in the socket, moving in the socket. So learning how to trace our movements back to their source is one way that we can understand the dynamics of movement, and we can move in a more optimal and healthy way.
Debbie's done a great job.
She's done a wonderful job. Thank you, Debbie.
Okay, now we're going to have you do one of the asanas as well. Can you tell me which one you're going to do?
I'm going to work with lotus posture. And lotus posture is significant because it was primarily the seat of meditation for yogis. It stabilizes the body so that the body can relax. The sits bones can be down on the ground. And then I'm going to go through a little flow of postures from the lotus posture.
Okay, well, we'll be watching.
Okay, great.
Okay, Debbie, we have Matt, who is going into one of the asanas now. He's doing the lotus, and he's doing a little stretch there.
Yes, he is. Matt is an outstanding person to be doing this. He's a very seasoned yogi, and as you can see, he does it well and without little effort. So this isn't a pose that a new yogi would begin with. This is considered a very advanced pose, and you would do it with caution. Because one of the most important things to remember about yoga is that we want to have safe practices. We don't want to have injuries, and Matt's doing a fantastic job. Again, he's an advanced yogi.
Okay. Now when we come here to a balanced, we start off with the basic yoga poses, and you can work your way up to this.
Absolutely. We will begin with beginners classes and teach basic techniques. And again, probably the most important thing is to be safe in your practice.
All right. Well, listen, thank you both for being with us today.
You're welcome.
Namaste.
Namaste.